What's going on, guys? My name's Vito. Coming at you with yet another Destiny video talking about patch 2.5.0.2 once again. But this time, it's my impressions of the hotfix a week or so later. So for those who don't know about this latest hotfix, 2.5.0.2 was essentially supposed to tweak the sandbox. So weapons like the Grasp of Malik, the Clever Dragons, and more importantly shotguns, aka the Matador 64, and the Party Crashers, etc. A couple other cool tweaks were that when you died, your special ammo would completely disappear, but to compensate for that, Bungie would allow special ammo crates to spawn every 60 seconds. Some other changes were to hand cannons, which had an increase to its initial accuracy, which were changed to year 1 values again, aka hand cannons are going to be ridiculous once again. Damage fall off was a lot more noticeable at longer ranges, and they weren't as sticky, or the magnetism to hand cannons was a lot more noticeable, or the lack of, therefore, at longer ranges was noticeable. The change that I was most excited about was the change in auto rifles, though. Their precision modifier was increased from 1.25 times to 1.3 times, which is a rather significant increase. And the base damage of low rate of fire auto rifles was increased by 2.5%. Again, another huge increase because now we have things like the Suros regime coming back, as you will see in this video. Anyway, let's talk about some of the pros first for this latest hotfix. And the first pro that comes to mind is that I'm seeing a lot more primary weapons being used as primary weapons. This is huge because we're very rarely seeing shotgun starts and rushes anymore. I'll give Bungo credit where credit is due. Good job. Another positive to this hotfix is that we are seeing a whole lot of variety of weapons in the Crucible now. According to my friends over at DestinyTracker.com, the top weapons being used in the Crucible right now are the Wormwood, the No Land Beyond, the Palindrome, the Mida Multi-Tool, the Icebreaker, and the IS Luna. So we have a couple weapons coming back from the last patch, like the Palindrome and the IS Luna, but we're definitely seeing a lot more things in the Crucible that we didn't see before, like the Wormwood and definitely the No Land Beyond. On top of those stats, in-game, I'm seeing a lot more auto rifles being used, like the Suros regime, the Zalo Supercell, and the Doctrine of Passing. Pretty much those low rate of fire, high impact auto rifles. So far, this meta is looking very promising. Something else that is different is that the playstyles that we're seeing now. It's totally awesome seeing a lot of different playstyles being used, because now we aren't seeing that super aggro, shotgun only run and gun type of game anymore. PvP seems a lot more paced out because of the need to use the player's choice of weapons at their recommended ranges. It's good to finally see a little bit more of a balanced sandbox. Now on to the cons of the patch. Now obviously there's a bunch of cons that were included, or were unintentionally included, but I will not be covering those. If you would like to go see those, I would definitely recommend checking out my buddy BBK Dragoon and Diddy's podcast, Destiny the Show, over on BBK Dragoon's channel. I will leave a description, or a link in the description down below. Definitely go check it out. But I mentioned earlier that the patch was supposed to completely nuke special ammo when you died, right? Well, that doesn't necessarily apply to sidearms. Yes, I know, it sucks. So now whenever you die with the sidearm, you maintain that ammo from the previous life on top of the 60-second special ammo crate spawns. You have an infinite amount of sidearm ammo, or at least a recipe for infinite amount of sidearm ammo. This is really only a problem because now we're seeing a lot of perfect sidearm rolls coming around, like the Wormwood and the Trespasser, and those weapons are now being used as primary weapons because they are so good, and most of the time, or sometimes, or even most of the time, they beat out primary weapons in gunfights. It's kind of crazy. Now, obviously, this isn't nearly as bad as seeing Matador 64s lying around everywhere, but it's still a little annoying because it is so early in the patch and we're seeing these dominant special ammo, or these dominant special weapons being used already. Something that I see as a con is that we still aren't seeing that much of a variety of classes being used amongst the races. I'm still seeing a lot of Striker Titans because, duh, skating in Twilight Garrison is still a thing. I'm still seeing a lot of Void Walkers being used. I'm still seeing a lot of Golden Guns being used, which is kind of unfortunate, but I can see how it's not bad as well, because in the patch notes that Bungie provided with us, it seems like they really want to solidify the Striker, the Void Walker, and the Golden Gun Hunter as the dominant classes in PvP. That's just my opinion, though. There really is no statistical backup other than the patch notes that Bungie gave us, but like I said, it's my opinion. All in all, this patch is doing wonders to the sandbox. I'm having so much fun playing with a lot of different weapons in my vault. I'm even bringing back some of my old Year 1 auto rifles to see whether they can stack up to the new Crucible or not. Yeah, it does horrible for my light level, but when light doesn't matter, it can be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what Bungie does in the future for this year. Who knows? Maybe we'll see a few more surprises in store for us before Destiny 2 comes out. Now I'm being very optimistic there, but bear with me. Of course, this meta is still very, very young, and we have some time before more guns shine through the woodwork. But overall, I'm happy with the way this patch is turning out. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It helps me out with my engagement of my viewers. Subscribe if you're new, and if you also enjoy weekly FPS videos. And I kind of want to plug that I am live streaming more and more now. I'm not quite doing the Destiny thing just yet, just because most of my friends are kind of not so hot on Destiny right now. I do not have a schedule set, but whenever I do, I typically announce it over Twitter, which you can follow me over at mvito22 on Twitter and on Twitch. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.
Oh,